Have you ever been stuck trying to figure out why your Firebase app isn't initializing? It can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you think you've done everything right. If that's you, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the issue of Firebase initialization in Xamarin. I totally understand how maddening it is to see that error message. Default Firebase app is not initialized in this process. You're not alone in this struggle. Many developers face this issue, and it can feel like you're chasing your tail. Let's look at the specific situation. One user recently asked, "Why is my Firebase app not initializing even though I called Firebase app initialize app this?" They confirm that their package name matches, yet the error persists. Sound familiar? Let's work through this together. So, what could be causing this issue? The error usually indicates that the Firebase app hasn't been properly initialized in the current context. This can happen for several reasons, including incorrect context usage or missing configurations. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that could save you a lot of headaches when working with Firebase and Xamarin. To resolve the issue of the default Firebase app not being initialized, the user should first ensure that the Firebase configuration file is correctly placed in their project. This file is usually named googleservices.json. Next, the user should verify that they have added the necessary dependencies in their build.gradle file. This includes the Firebase SDK and any other required libraries. After confirming the configuration and dependencies, the user should check the initialization code in the onCreate method. They need to ensure that Firebase app.initializeApp is called before any Firebase services are accessed. Finally, if the problem persists, the user should check for any potential issues with the Android manifest XML file. They need to ensure that the necessary permissions and metadata for Firebase are correctly defined. Fun fact, did you know that Firebase was originally developed by a startup that was acquired by Google? It's come a long way since then, but initialization issues still trip up many developers. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative solution is to avoid calling Firebase app.initializeApp from your main activity.onCreate method. This step is no longer necessary and could lead to complications. Additionally, if you encounter issues, verify that your googleservices.json file has the correct Google Services JSON build type. A common mistake is having a typo in the package name. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. One user found that the issue was due to not having internet permissions enabled in their app. Once they added the necessary permissions, the problem was resolved. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative solution from another user suggests checking your project settings in the Android manifest.xml file. They recommend adding or verifying specific receiver entries related to Firebase. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. One user found that the error occurred after changing the contents of the JSON file linked to a new Firebase database. They resolved the issue by cleaning the project and rebuilding it. Here's the tip I promised. Always check your initialization code and manifest settings when facing Firebase issues. A small oversight can lead to big headaches. And there you have it. With these steps, your Firebase app should be up and running smoothly. Remember, careful setup is key. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips, and don't miss our next video where we tackle common Firebase pitfalls.